The Lord be with you. A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Matthew. Jesus said, "Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You pay tithes of mint and dill and cumin, and have neglected the weightier things of the law, judgment and mercy and fidelity. But these you should have done without neglecting the others. Blind guides who strain out the gnat and the swallow of the camel. Woe to you, scribes and Pharisees, you hypocrites! You cleanse the outside of cup and dish, but inside they are full of plunder and self-indulgence. Blind Pharisee, cleanse first the inside of the cup, so that the outside also may be clean." The Gospel of the Lord. In the Gospels from yesterday, today, and tomorrow, there are 7 times that Jesus used the expression, "Woe to you," not as curses, but rather as his expression of disappointment and sadness towards the sins of hypocrisy of the scribes and of the Pharisees. Yesterday, Jesus pointed out 3 things that he was extremely disappointed about, including the strict rules preventing people from coming to God, by the spoiling of the new believers, of the hypocritic lifestyles of religious leaders, and then the misinterpretation of the laws according to one's own agenda to seek self-benefits. And today, we heard the next 2 disappointments of Jesus towards the scribes and the Pharisees. The first disappointing problem was how they focused too much on the little details of daily life, but ignored the main points of God's laws: judgment, mercy, and fidelity. And the second disappointing problem was how they focused too much on making the outside appearance clean, while they are sinful and rotting from the inside. These 2 points that Jesus brought up lead us to a quite similar lesson. God's most important rule is of love and mercy, and cleaning the soul is much more important than showing off the appearance. An example of this is that sometimes people come and ask me whether it is better and cleaner to receive communion by hand or by mouth. But the real question that should have been asked is whether our soul is clean enough to receive and let Jesus come and stay. It's not our hands or our mouth, but our soul that needs to be clean. Or when the season of Lent comes, then will people come and ask what is allowed to eat and what is not allowed? The real question that should have been asked is whether our soul is actually feeling the hunger and the neediness of things that we usually take for granted. Formality and rules and appearance are big temptations for us in our practice of faith, because they make us feel entitled and confident in front of others. However, the only person that we need to show off to is Jesus Christ. And what he expects us is not the outside tricks, but what we truly have in our hearts and in our souls. Saint Monica, we celebrate today, is a perfect example of living in true sincerity of hearts. Because with her patience and sincerity, not only in 1 year, but half of her life, 13 years of patience, she converted the hearts of not only her own husband, but also her son. And she converted many, many more souls in the last 1700 years because of her sincerity of heart. Following the example of Saint Monica, let us not be misdirected by living on the surface and the appearance, but by loving God and doing things for God and for others from the sincerity of our hearts and not only from our lips. May God, who has begun the good work in us, also bring it to fruitful completion. Amen.